Hey guys, it's Joe Fink with Hand Drawn Pressing and Hand Drawn Records, Addison, Texas, doing the thing on the internet, trying to keep cool stuff coming to you guys during this time of COVID, want and woe. And today, I'm excited about this one, man, because they're like, we should do a podcast. I'm like, yeah, we should do a podcast. And they're like, who are we going to have on? And I'm like, we got to call my buddy Adam Odor. So, Adam, dude, thanks, man. Thanks for being a part of it.
Oh man, thanks for having me. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Trying to find an outlet for this, pent up energy that we all have. I mean, you're used to being out and about and going. I'm used to going and doing things, and now we're just none of that's happening. So, yeah, I'm looking for an outlet. So we decided to put this podcast thing together and talk to some cool people in the industry. And I'm like, Adam's got to be good for at least 2 or 3, 4 hours worth of crap. So let's call him, man, see what's going on.
So, I can definitely fill some time.
Yeah, we're doing good here, man. What's life? Are you down in Wimberley, right?
Yeah, down in Wimberley, and my house is on the studio property and stuff, and it's like it's a different way of working, but nothing has really changed other than we're not on the road anymore. I ended up setting up all the band with the Moon Pies just with the ability to record and stuff, and we're finishing an album. I'm mixing a bunch of records for people and then prepping some stuff, when things open back up of, new records to produce and stuff. And, and we're still obviously, with Zach Wilkerson, it's like he just dropped a record when all this stuff happened.
I know.
And so now, you guys just finished the vinyl and I think you picked it up today.
Yeah, man. It's I'm sorry. It's kind of weird. Everything's kind of weird right now. It's really weird right now. I'm glad to hear, first off, that you guys are still working and still doing stuff, hanging out and making songs and making music. I mean, that's what we're trying to do here. We're still trying to get out the records that we can. The supply chain is kind of slowing down now, because people can't, we can't get supplies. So we can't get, a stamper's cut or labels made or jackets done, because guys just aren't working right now. And you guys wouldn't be recording without the technology that we all have available to us. Tell me a little bit real quick about how did you set up the guys? What did you do?
So basically, I figured out what everybody had, if they had an iPad and a laptop and stuff. And most of them kind of like Omar, our bass player, was already getting into recording and doing stuff at his house when he was off the road. And Mike has always been Mike went to school for engineering. So I just got him, I had gotten the new SSL interface while we were on the road. So he's like, man, let's get me one of those. And he ended up getting a new laptop and an SM7 and a 421. And he already had a couple other mics, and I was made sure Zach and Catlin could still record, and Zach had an interface, and so did Catlin, because we're all just literally so spread out.
Right.
And so what we did was we kind of went over what the new songs would be. We had 6 songs already cut and finished, because we were going to put out an EP later this year. And so we had 4 more we could do, and we're like, okay, how do we do this? And so the only one that didn't have a setup was Kyle.
And Kyle's the one that's got to make the most noise.
Yeah, and do the drums and stuff. And so what we did was I had Mike go through and demo everything that we wanted to cut, and we went through arrangements and everything over the phone and do it to a click track. And Dave and I had started talking about how we were going to run Yellow Dog this way. How do we keep the studio somewhat going and all this sort of stuff. And obviously we have our mixing and everything. And so I was like, well, if we do maybe one person at a time and everybody's comfortable, maybe we can do this. So I just had Kyle come in and I was like, hey, dude, you know where the drum room is? We have everything set up. You go in. I said, we've been doing, we had sanitizer, masks, everything, and just I'll stay in my room, you stay in yours, let's get it. We can talk through the talk back and, good to see you. And, and then one of our other engineers, Casey, came through and literally wiped down the entire studio and cleaned it again afterwards. So I was like, he's the only one that I had to worry about. Right. And once we got his drum tracks done, it was like, all right, and we're doing me and Mike are doing the Avid share cloud. So it's like, I upload the tracks, he can listen, and now he's re-overdubbing, and then we send it to Omar and do that. And now I've been talking to Wilkerson, always writes. And so he's been demoing stuff.
Yeah, he was telling me that today. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of weird that we're having the same conversation, but yeah, he was telling me that he's been, he's got a book of 50-something songs that he's demoing out, and he's just trying to stay sane and demoing a song a night and going back to stuff that you kind of forgot about, you know. And so Zach was helping you out along the way.
And so, and Zach, I was just like, we were talking, and like, I've already got a Dropbox for like 40 some odd songs with Zach that haven't been recorded. And so he was starting to send me stuff, and I'm like, man, in fact, I told him, like, maybe this week I'm going to call you and kind of get you into a thing so you can record even better. And then if we want to do something, you know, and like, of course, you know, I know he's got his band members and stuff, but I know other drummers that can record from home that are session guys.
Right.
And so I was like, well, we could do that, and then, or just so many different ways. We could make another record and pop one out, you know, or however he wants to do. I wanted him and Mike to collaborate on some stuff anyway. So I was like, well, this might be a great time to do it. You know, you both are great singers and, you know, and understand the studio side of things. So it's been a lot of that. And it's funny because I've got some other bands coming up that I've had to push to the right, you know, when we're going to do the record, because I'm such a everybody together playing.
Right. Yeah. Producer. I mean, that's your style. You put them in a room and capture what's going on. Yeah.
Let's work it all and get the vibe. So this is a whole new way for working for me. I'm like, oh man, I've never really done, I'm not a layer guy. So I'm like, okay, let's figure this out. You know, I'm like, I can't just sit by, you know, and I can't just wait. It's like, I've got to create something and get everybody doing something together.
So it sounds like when this we get the all clear, you know, to open the doors, so to speak, and go outside and do what we need to do again, you guys are going to be packing, so to speak, bringing out new stuff with you, you know?
And yeah, that's how it's just like when we get through all this, no matter when it is, whether it's next month or next year, you know, it's like we're going to have an arsenal of songs and recordings that we're just like, okay, you know, we can go out and we'll probably just drop stuff randomly.
Yeah.
Just to keep things, you know, keep it moving. And, you know, Mike started his show Live from the Prairie Road, which is on Saturdays on Facebook. And it's like a variety show. So there's like, I do interviews with different artists and we have skits and gags and stuff like that. And then Mike plays some songs and we have our friends play some songs. And it's just like, it's another creative outlet to do something. So you can't go out on a tour right now.
And you guys are road dogs, man. I mean, you guys are on the road doing stuff all the time. It's got to be just super weird for you, you know, just to actually sleep in your own bed and get to shower every day.
I mean, we were supposed to, you know, I realized from January 1st to when we got back on March 1st, we did 43 shows.
Yeah.
And doing festivals and stuff like that. And so then it was like, okay, we're going to have like 2.5 weeks in March where everybody can calm down. We just have a couple gigs here and there. And then we were supposed to fly to Europe. And as that last February was happening, you know, I've got a cousin that works for Amazon and stuff, like higher up. And he started warning me about what they were doing. He's like, man, this is serious over there. And you guys really need to pay attention before you fly over. And so I started talking to our booking agent over there. We have a separate booking agent, Sedate Booking. And Jer is our agent. And I was like, how's it going? He goes, man, things are starting to get a little weird. And I was like, well, let's, you know, Mike and I talked and we're like, man, I don't think we want to be stuck over there. And because we were supposed to fly out, I think on the 17th or the 21st of March or something like that. And as things were progressing, it just like snowballed over there. And it was just like, all of a sudden Jer's calling me. He's like, man, I think we're going to have to call it. You know, we can't do these, even though we had some sold out shows already.
You guys did. And they'd been that way for a while too. I mean,
yeah, you know, in London, and we had a BBC taping we were going to be doing and stuff. And so it was like, and then like the day that we were like, okay, this is when the press release is going to go out. The day that we put that out is the day that South by cancels.
Right.
And then it's just like everything is canceling around. So it's like it totally made sense like then, but it was that last week of February when we started talking and we're like, man, I think this thing is a lot more serious than everybody thinks it is.
Yeah, and that's crazy that you know, you would get a handle on that in February, and some of us are still not having a handle on it right now. I'm not
I know, you know,
point fingers or name names, but yeah, it all goes that way, man.
I see it, and I've got 4 family members all on the East Coast, New York City, North Jersey, and outside of Philadelphia that are all professional healthcare workers, and like, so I see what they're going through right now, and crazy hours and having to be careful around their own kids because they're working 14-hour days around sick people all the time, and knowing, I mean, they've got some, it's bad over there.
Yeah,
and
man.
So it's like,
We're fortunate. I mean, we may be inconvenienced, so to speak, and if that's all that this is to you, then golly, we're really lucky. Yeah, we're inconvenienced, But I mean, some other people out there, there's a lot of folks that just really, that it's a whole nother animal for them, man. It really is. Bless those people, man. Hey, we were talking about things that we're missing. We were supposed to hang out at Outlaws and Legends. That was going to be a great weekend, and then that totally got yanked.
Oh, and it's crazy because Mike turned around and like I think ordered a few more of those posters because they made that awesome painting poster of all the artists and stuff. And it was that and another festival we were a part of with Willie that he ordered a poster of because he's like, I'm going to have these big posters of these two festivals that we never got to play in 2020 with all these big acts because of this insanity that's going on, But that Outlaws and Legends, because we were supposed to fly out the Monday after Outlaws and Legends.
Right.
Or Sunday night and go to Europe and stuff. And so it was just like, after Europe canceled, it was like, Outlaws and Legends still going to happen? Is that still going to happen? And they tried so many different ways, but then the numbers came down and down and down, and then we got the call.
Dude, it sounds like you and I both had a really cool spring lined up, and then we just had to kind of pull the plug on all of it, man. Tonight, actually, I'm supposed to be in Oklahoma City with the Foo Fighters.
Dude.
I've already missed Pearl Jam. I missed Willie. I missed you guys. This coming weekend, I had tickets to go see Humphreys McGee on Saturday night at House of Blues. It's so much cool music, planned, lined up. And those are just stuff that I'm missing, I mean, everybody's missing something,
Oh, yeah. And then I talked to, and I see, like, all the stuff with, like, movies and stuff like that, like those films and how, like, they're pushing everything back a year and stuff. And I'm like, man, every bit of entertainment is, like, in an upheaval right now. And also, this entertainment is what's getting everybody through.
Correct.
Music, TV, movies, all that stuff, books. It's like that's what people are doing now that they can't go out and do other things. And, it's such a weird spot for us all to be in.
So we live in that world, man, where you create a record, you release a record, you tour the record, you do that kind of thing, man. How do you see this after we're in the free and clear, man? I mean, how do you see this changing? It's how people are going to either experience shows or ingest their music or even create from your side. I mean, what do you see the change like? Any idea?
I feel like, from what I'm seeing, I kind of wonder if, like, and Mike and I talk about this a lot, it's like, is it going to be, I feel like when it finally lets up, like, people are going to go out to shows and there's going to be a big, quick upswing of, what everybody's doing just out of their house and getting together with friends and stuff. But I feel like there's going to be little things like, we've always been a band that always threw up a song on Instagram Live and Facebook Live. And it's like, because we prided ourselves in being a live band, and being able to perform. And so we've always done that. But I feel like that's going to be more of a thing now.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, okay, well, we'll air some stuff, and maybe there's a private link. Like Jack White has always had the vault with both his vinyl, but you also got videos and stuff like that if you went onto the website.
Right.
And I feel like there's going to be some more of that where like you can be, if you're a super fan, you can pay extra and get exclusive access, and still embracing some of the technological stuff we've been doing as artists to stay around. But I kind of feel like it's going to be a gradual opening up anyway. It's going to be the smaller venues are going to be the first ones allowed in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I totally understand, like, talking to friends that are a part of C3 and AEG and stuff, and it's like, it's such a risk to say, okay, this festival that was supposed to happen in March is now going to happen in October,
right?
And then put all this money into advertising that and trying to sell tickets, and then we have another, we can't do it anymore. So it's like, when I saw everybody, like the big acts and the big festivals already talking about not doing anything till 2021, it's like, well, yeah, because the risk there is crazy. And, just the financial risk mixed with, trying to push something through if there's not a way to, test people or do any of that. And it's like, so I think when everything opens up, it's perfect for bands like us that are not, we're not we tour a lot, but we're not playing huge venues.
Right.
We're not playing stadiums. We're playing the small clubs, and so I think, I know as soon as they open that door, we are ready.
I'm sure. I mean, everybody's going to be so excited for that van call, that very first one where everybody's got to go and, all right, let's pile in, man. We're on the road, but at the same time, it's got to be, you'll be kind of nervous. You're going to say, well, is people going to be brave enough to show up, or are we going to have to turn them away at the door? You're not really going to know what you're going to get, man. So it's going to be interesting no matter how we, see it play out, man. I like to think that the days of us all getting together and, being packed in, sweaty inside a bar, and you see the windows, looks like you just got out of the shower because everybody's in there, those are great times. Are those going to happen again? Maybe. Are they going to happen real soon? Probably not, probably
not.
And that kind of, it sucks, it's unfortunate, dude. With you guys, you're a small business owner as well, with the studio down there, and tell me a little bit, how are you handling this from that side of things, man? It's got to be scary as well.
Well, it's funny because it's like, luckily we made the studio over the past 4 or 5 years, we've made the studio be primarily mine and Dave's workspace.
Nice.
So when we moved from Austin to Wimberley, like we weren't looking at keeping a commercial studio. That was part of it. Was just like, okay, our friends can obviously come record and our producer buddies and engineers, but we're always going to make sure we can make our nut, just on our own, just the two of us. And so when this happened, and we were talking to our clients and we were all in the middle of projects. So it was like, well, we can continue our projects because we were in mixing and having the ability to send things off, like a couple of little overdubs on some records I was finishing. It just, instead of coming to the studio, I just, hey, can you do this from your house? Great. You can make your money singing harmonies on this record and, and I get the harmonies and the records get done.
Right.
I've actually gotten a lot of calls because some people want to use this time to make records. They're just like, well, we were budgeted, but we didn't think we would wait till the end of the tour to do this, maybe the fall. But now that we're all off, can we get and do this? And so we're being more creative with how we record. Obviously people recording from the house more, but from the studio side of things, it's definitely like slowed down, but not really. It's just a different type of busy.
Right.
And I feel like we've never been a place that has done many large budget records. So I know I definitely have friends that are like usually used to dealing with record labels that are like, well, man, we just stopped making this record and stuff like that. And most of the bands I work with are on their own terms, so it's just like, let's get this done, and so it's easy for them to be like, okay, well, we budgeted this out. So let's continue on making this record, but we're going to make it early now.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to finish up that just like, and being the small business side of the Moon Pies and everything, it was very much Johnny was our accountant. And obviously, like, we have employees, and how we pay out the band and stuff like that. And so it was actually easy for us to just prepare for that, the SBA, Small Business Association, payroll protection.
Yeah.
And, we got that going. Like Johnny got our accountant, got all that stuff together and was just like, we checked over the numbers and made sure everything was right. And when the application came up, we applied and got it. And so we're like, okay, we're taking care of everybody. Nobody has to feel like,
great.
And I wish I unfortunately talked to more bands that haven't done that. And I'm like, man, it's like that information is there. Here's the links. Like,
right.
Do it because you can get covered, And
so you've actually applied and got your coverage already?
Yeah.
Really?
So
that's impressive.
we knew when it was supposed to go live. Johnny was on top of it. I mean, it was a lot of paperwork for him to do, and it was going over last quarter's income and stuff. But, you know, he went through it, and then, like, on last Monday, it was supposed to go live, and it was still, like, behind. And then he got a app notification and then submitted all the PDF paperwork and stuff. And later that day, we found out we, you know, got it. And then at the end of the week, you know, it came through.
That's got to make you feel great, man. That's really good.
Well, we're not like crazy nervous anymore,
right?
You know, because there was that nervousness, and it's like, and then you see everybody doing the live streams, and it's like, now it's like, how many are too many and not enough, and that sort of stuff. And so now it's like, okay, we can relax and like we can just proceed as normal business, except without having the fun of going out and playing shows.
Cool, man. Hey, we gotta get to our 5 questions. I do this for everybody. I ask the same 5 questions, and I get to show the puck of the week. So that's coming up, man. But I got about 5 minutes, man, before this room gets really full. So we're gonna try to run through these, dude. All right, Adam, what was your first record?
My first record was Thriller.
Shut up, really? You're the second one that's come out with that one. That's awesome.
Yeah, my dad got it for me. It was vinyl, you know, and I was a little kid, and I loved it. I was dancing to Thriller all the time, and he got me Thriller.
That is awesome, dude. All right, this one is a line in the sand, and it's been drawn by my tech crew, but I need to know. You can pick one, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. Go.
Ooh. I'm still like, I mean, I grew up and everybody was listening to New Kids.
Yeah, see, you're the second one that's thrown out in KOTB too.
It's like, that's the original to me.
There you
that's
go.
The one that was like when I was a kid, you know, I probably NSYNC.
Ah, man, I'm gonna let you hold on to New Kids, man.
Okay,
that
New
works.
Kids is it, man.
That works, man. So let's see, dogs or cats? Dogs, all the way, attaboy. And Adam, where'd you grow up, man?
I grew up outside of Philadelphia in a small town called Upper Black Eddy, Pennsylvania, and spent my summers on the Jersey Shore with my mom.
That's awesome, dude. All right, this is the last one, and this one gives you a little bit about to go on. But how did you decide that you're going to do what it is that you do right now, man? How did you decide this is me, this is what's happening, and this is what I'm going for? How did you make that decision?
My dad managed like just cover bands when I was growing up, and some country cover bands and stuff. And so I was always around the technical side of it. And he taught me to play bass, and then I just kept playing bass, and I was just in bands like through high school and stuff. And then out of high school, I almost went, like I had scholarships to go take to 3 different architecture schools. And I just was like playing music all the time. And I was like, I'm going to pursue music. I don't really know what I'm going to do. And I just found myself being drawn to the recording side of it. And then I found South Plains College. And then when I walked into their studio, just looking at the college before I even got in there, I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to be able to make records that are around past when I'm gone. This is my way of staying alive forever.
You're right, man. And you've got to work with some of your heroes, and you've got to be in some of the coolest rooms. I mean, that's pretty awesome where you've turned out, Adam Odor.
It's been a crazy lucky life, that's for sure, you know, and I'm still like always pushing and trying to make more and just do what, you know, make as much art as I possibly can with my friends, you know.
Dude, that is so awesome, man. Hey, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today, man, and get into this. Before you go, I got to show you everybody what they're waiting for. People really don't care about this talk back and forth between you and I. They all just want to know, what is the puck of the week? All right, here we go.
Puck of the week.
Boom. That's the one. All right. So can you see this, man?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's the Coke bottle.
Coke bottle green. Check this out, guys. So, yeah, you put that puck into the press, and it ends up looking like that bad boy there.
Yes, I love that so much.
Pretty cool.
Man, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it keeps me thinking, too, of what we're going to do next. You know, we did the silver and gold thing.
Yep.
For cheap silver. And now it's what special one are we going to do for the next record?
And you know, I did a thing for Wilkerson on those. He wanted them numbered, right? So I hand numbered the first 420 records.
420. 2020.
That's the boy,
Oh, yeah.
Wilkerson, man. Hey, Adam Odor, thanks for hanging out with me today, man, and talking about records and what we do and trying to keep some sanity during all this stuff, man. Stay safe, dude, and give all the guys my love. Tell everybody I said hello, and yeah, we'll get to hang out in the same room soon.
Oh yeah. It'll happen. Stay safe, be clean, my friends.
Yeah, later, brother. Bye.
Later, brother.